Welcome, welcome, welcome to On Fire to Inspire. I am your host, Aleigha the Purpose Midwife. I want to thank y'all so much for joining us this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday evening. Y'all, you could have been anywhere else doing anything else, but you chose to spend it with us. And for that, we're totally grateful. So I need you guys to do me a favor. Okay, you can hear now. Okay. We were having some technical difficulties, and anytime we having technical difficulties, I know that somebody about to be blessed. Y'all hear me? Because the enemy is already a defeated foe. But we are double checking everybody, make sure everybody can hear. Um, I want to thank our sponsors. Thank you, Mom Biz Boss. Y'all check out mombizboss.org. Multiple operational managers. Check out the Bridge Services LLC. I will put all of that in the notes. Um, all right. So all of my people backstage that can't hear me, go out and back in, and you sound like you can come back in because I know we were having technical difficulties all of a sudden. But again, I already know what that's about. So I want to thank all our sponsors. Yeah, we're going to hop right in and get started tonight because I'm excited. Last week, the women blessed the men, and guess what? We got a part two, brand new panel of women. We're going to have Prophetess Nicole, Bryant start us out, and then we're going to get the rolling. Y'all ready? Welcome back to On Fire to Inspire. How you doing, sis?
Hi, everyone. You know what? Let me try to change my position. I see it's like a lot of light. So let me try to change and get a different background, and hopefully we could get the light. I don't know if that made it any better.
It's better.
Okay, that's better. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. I'm at work, so I was trying to find some place that's quiet so that I could come and encourage the men on tonight. Our men are so important. Thank you for having me again, Prophetess Aleigha. My sister.
I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and then go with it.
Okay, I am Prophetess Nicole Bryant from Brooklyn, New York. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a goodness, I do so much stuff. An author, a cosmetology and aesthetics instructor. I do so many things. I just love to encourage the men and women of God. That is my main focus and purpose. I know God has called me into the realm of that. So I don't want to belay the time on tonight, but I do want to encourage the men. And as I was pondering and I was asking God, like, what to share with the men, because our men go through so much. And a lot of times I feel that they don't get the recognition that they deserve. And sometimes I don't think a lot of the men, especially our men of color, feel that they are appreciated, or that that people see the work that they really do. And so I was asking God, I was like, God, what can I tell the men to help them feel appreciated, to help them know that we see them, we understand, and that, they are being heard, even without speaking, they're being heard. And God took me to Judges 6:10 through 12, and I'm just going to paraphrase it. And it was where Gideon was he was like trying to hide the thistles, trying to hide the wheat from the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord began to speak to him. And the angel of the Lord had basically said to him, "Mighty man of valor." My God. And Gideon didn't realize that the angel was talking to him. And, he started to question the angel. And then he asked God, like, God, if this is really you, then show me a sign. And I just want to say tonight to the men of God, mighty men of valor, you are heard, you are seen, you are loved, you are appreciated. And just know, if nobody ever tells you these things, know that God sees you. God sits high and he watches low, and he is taking account of everything that you do. Don't stop putting your hands to the plow. Don't stop doing the work of the Lord. Don't stop encouraging people. Don't stop loving on the men and women and children of God. Don't stop working hard. Sometimes we feel it's not fair of the work we have to do, but we got to blame Adam and Eve in the garden. That's why we got to work. It said we will work to the sweat of our brows. But at the end of the day, you are seen. And sometimes people don't know how to tell you, and sometimes you don't know how to articulate it yourself. Sometimes you feel like you in a world all by yourself, or that the world don't hear, they're not listening. But I want you to know that someone is listening to you, someone is watching you. I had to learn that um when you think people don't see, there's always someone that sees. We always look for that one person to come back to say thank you, but God has many different ways of how He'll have a person to come back and say thank you. It might not come from the person that we did the favor for or that we helped out when they were in a time of trouble, but God will always send someone back to say thank you. So be encouraged, men. Be encouraged. Stand strong. Stand tall. Keep working, keep pushing, keep moving. Be encouraged. Know that there are many of us that see you, that love you, that appreciate you. You might not hear it all the time, but know that someone is there and we're cheering you on. Get to the finish line. Don't stop in the middle of the race. Continue to keep running that race that you were given, because everyone is given a different race. We have the tortoise and we have the rabbit, but guess what? The tortoise didn't stop. He kept on going to the end. So continue to work to the end. There is a reward for you, and if you never see that reward on earth, know that our heavenly Father have a reward for you in heaven. I'm not asking that God removes anybody from this earth before their time, but sometimes, we feel like we always get in the short end of the stick. But guess what? At the end of the day, as long as I know there is a crown in heaven for me, that keeps my hope, and that keeps my joy, and that keeps me continuing to doing what I need to do. So that's what I want to tell the men on today. Keep doing what God has called you to do. Be encouraged. We love you. We appreciate you. Mighty man of valor. God bless you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you for taking the time out on your break from teaching your students. And
It's
so we
okay.
appreciate you. We
They
thank you
wanted a
so
break anyway.
much. Well, we appreciate that. And thank you, because that needed to be said, because someone needed to hear it. So thank you
Yeah.
again.
You're so
All right.
welcome.
All right. So y'all, Prophetess Nicole said, "Man, you are being heard. You are being seen. People, we see you, mighty men of valor." That was powerful. Next up, we have Dr. Monica Moore. Dr. Moore, welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you doing today?
I am great. I am great. I want you to introduce yourself to everyone and have your way.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I always appreciate you for this space. So to those out there, my name is Dr. Monica Moore. I am a board certified pediatrician. I'm also board certified in obesity medicine. I am a wife. I'm a mother. I am a mentor. I am a teacher. I am someone who considers myself running this race and looking to find ways to help positively impact the society that I'm living in. I truly want to make sure that I leave this place better than I found it. And so every day that I'm living, every day I'm working and I'm striving to help others that are in need. And so, Aleigha, I just, again, as always, I want to applaud you for creating this space. Creating this space that we as women can come on and encourage the men in our lives. Oftentimes, women will have opportunities to have their own spaces, but I will say for the majority of the time, men don't always have the spaces, or maybe they don't look for the spaces. And so the fact that you create this intentional space for us queens to empower the kings in our lives, and even those that may not even know us, that we hear, that they can hear from us, what we as women want to be able to pour into them. I think about when women get to move to a new city, then we're always trying to find like the mommy's day out. We're always trying to find maybe like a fitness class so that we can meet new people. And we oftentimes want to have new experiences, or we want to find that commonality. But oftentimes men don't do that. And so be able to have the opportunity for men to have this space to have a conversation with them, I think is really important. I think it's befitting that you are doing this in the month of June. So in the month of June, we're celebrating Father's Day. My pastor always laughs and says, you know, on Father's Day, you can go to any restaurant that you want because they're not as packed as they are on Mother's Day. But I want this Father's Day, ladies, I want y'all to pack those restaurants. I want you all to find ways to celebrate the men in your lives. Let them know how much you love and appreciate them. But not June is not only Father's Day, it is also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. It is a time that we set aside to erase the stigma, erase the shame that is associated with mental illness. Oftentimes, men don't have that opportunity. It's often also time for us to provide resources to the men in our lives and to really work towards creating space for men to prioritize their mental, their physical, their emotional, and their spiritual well being. In society, you know, it's often looked at for as a sign of weakness when men will seek help for a mental health illness. And so there's that gap that's there. And so men disproportionately, mental health is oftentimes stigmatized. Men also in the United States, 6 million men in the US are experiencing depression, oftentimes either undiagnosed or untreated. And why? Why is because society tells men that showing emotion or crying or telling someone about your lived experience that may not have been so positive is something that is looked down upon, that the men don't have spaces to have those conversations. And so we want to make sure that we're recognizing that. Also, the other reason why depression in men shows up differently. So women, you may notice it because they may be withdrawn or they may be sad, or you may not see them in certain spaces. But for men, they may experience anger, they may experience irritability, or they may just experience exhaustion. So this June, with this men's mental health awareness month, I really want, if you have a special person in your life, it could be your spouse, your significant other, your father, your brother, your friend, check on them. You know, let them know that you're there. I will be very vulnerable and transparent and share with you all that this Father's Day hits really differently. This year, my husband's father transitioned in January. And then 6 weeks later, his brother was tragically killed. He was a pedestrian and was killed. And so, as a wife, being able to show up for my husband, being able to be there for him, being able to create spaces for him to be vulnerable, and just watching him hurt has been challenging. But my goal, and my desire is to really let him know I'm there for him, to show the support that I'm there, to give him mental health support. And so I think about how he and other men who may be dealing with grief, may be dealing with losses, how they might navigate those challenges. But I also think about the loved one that is gone. You know, was there someone in their corner that was telling them that they loved them, that they supported them? And so it's really a time for me to reflect and pause. And when I think about what the men in my life need, what the men out there need. There's four things that I can think of. There's a whole lot more, but I'll say, and some of this was be repeated. Number one is they need to feel seen. Number two, they need to feel heard. Number three, they need to feel understood. And number four, they need to feel supported. And so when I say seen, I think about, I oftentimes will give my husband a to-do list, right? All these things that I want him to do. But then I think and I ponder, do I let him know I saw that you did that thing? I saw that you washed the dishes, took out the trash, took my daughter to one of her many practices. Do I articulate the fact that I appreciate that you took the time to do something that is very important to me and important to him as well? So, as the women, we need to let the men in our lives know, hey, you know what? I saw that, or if it's a conversation that you've had with them and that you want them to be more present and not distracted. And so they put the phone down. They had a conversation with you at mealtime. Or when you got home, they were ready to talk, then you need to let them know, you know what, I noticed that. I saw that you did that. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate that. So, man, I recognize that you want us to see the things that you're doing. You don't want us always nagging about things. And then when you do it, we don't say anything. So, women, we want to show our men that we see them. But not only do men need to feel seen, they also need to feel heard. And I have a great friend that shared with me that men don't need to be fixed. So when we have these conversations, we are not trying to fix them. They're not a project that we're fixing, but they just want to know that we're there to give a listening, non-judgmental place and space for them to just vent, for them to just tell us what's on their mind. And it may take a while. It may not be as they may not be as comfortable doing so, but allowing them to have that space to tell you their deepest, darkest secrets, their desires, their dreams, their apprehensions, what they might be afraid of, their fears. So give them that space to be able to share with you what's really on their heart and what's really on their mind. So we want to hear from them. So not only seen, not only heard, but truly understood. And to do that, you have to recognize how complex men are, how many layers there are to the men in our lives. And so you recognize that they may have had some challenges, they may have had some lived experiences that have really shaped the way that they show up, some lived experiences that have shaped the way that they respond or not respond. So recognizing that they're bringing all of that to the table, they're bringing all of that to their relationships, they're bringing all of that maybe to the workplace. Maybe you are a female boss, recognizing that your employer may have had some lived experiences that shaped, and also recognizing that may have been a parent who didn't listen, who berated them, who told them they were nothing, who told them they weren't going to be anything. You, as that person in their life, don't need to be that same voice saying that to them. So we want to let our men in our lives know that we hear them, we see them, and we really understand that, you know what, you're going through a lot. And it's a lot to shoulder. And we want to be able to say, I want to take some of that off. I want to take something of that off your plate. I want to be that safe, vulnerable space for you to be able to share. So not only do we want our men to be seen, not only do we want our men to be heard, not only do we want our men to be understood, but we want our men to feel supported. Let them lean on you. Be that support for them. If you know you have a friend or someone in your life who's going through a hard time, but you haven't called to check on them, you haven't seen if they need anything, then check on them. Find out what they need. If you're in the neighborhood, give them a call. If you know what, I'm in the neighborhood, I want to come check on you. Or if you have a really good friend who has a pattern of always responding to you, their responses may be delayed or their responses may be short, then you recognize that, you know what, I might need to call them. I might need to check on them. I might need to find out what's going on with them. So, giving the men in our lives the support that they need, being that shoulder to cry on, and also recognizing that they may not have the coping skills. So, say you're seeing a therapist yourself. Letting them know, you know what, I've noticed that you seem a little bit withdrawn. I know that you have a lot on your plate. I know that life has been lifing. So, tell them about a mental health professional that you've seen that has helped you, or if you know about a support group out there, you know about a men's group that might be beneficial for them. Or say you have a friend who's a single parent who is parenting their daughter or their son, offer to take them to the movies, offer to give them a little bit of time alone so that they can decompress. So just being there for them. So this month of June, again, we're celebrating Father's Day. We're celebrating Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And so, ladies, I want you to know that we want to make sure our men know that they are seen. We want to make sure that we know that men know that they are heard. We want to make sure that they know that they're understood and supported. So, for the men out there, I want you to know that we've got your back. We want you to know that you don't have to shoulder all of this responsibility by yourself. You can be vulnerable. You can be transparent, you can be real, and I'm hopeful that you have some woman in your life that's going to be there for you. And the ladies, I want you to let that you all know that we want them to continue to know that we're always going to be there no matter what, no matter the storm.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing. Those words are so needed, as well as several of the first words were just not just repeat it, but reiterate it in what you were sharing. So that was so perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's a reminder of the support that we need to be for our spouses, our significant others, our even our family members. So thank you so much for Dr. Monica. Thank you for sharing, and have safe travels on your traveling.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, safe travels. All right, y'all. So Dr. Monica, Pastor Bernard said, thank you. That was some great advice. So, y'all, next up, we have Evangelist Terrill Davis-Coulter. She will be coming up next. Evangelist Coulter, I got you. Are you here? All right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm sorry. Is that light bright in the background?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hold on. Let's see if I can adjust this a little bit.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Um, so I'm excited. I'm so happy to be here on tonight. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, loud and clear.
Awesome. So I'm Evangelist Terri Davis-Coulter. I pastor the Alive Church with my husband, Pastor Bernard Coulter. And it's so good I haven't been here in a while. So it's so good to be back. I think the last time I think I was here was I was on the last time, the Queens Empowering the Kings. And so what an honor and a privilege, being the mother of 4 kings myself. It's an honor to be able to be here and to give some encouraging words. I hope that's how it will come across to the men on tonight, and to the men, to the fathers. Happy Father's Day. We acknowledge you, we support you, we love you. So thank you to the fathers on tonight. We know that Sunday, the 20th, is 21st, excuse me, is Father's Day. So I agree with Dr. Monica and the previous speakers on tonight. Take the time to love on your fathers. If you have your father with you, and I prayerfully that you will have a great time on Sunday. But on tonight, I just want to take the time also to thank my family, Miss On Fire to Inspire, Miss Aleigha Tate, again for having me back. I also do want to take the time to say thank you for always supporting the Bridge Services LLC. I thank you for that, because it has been an awesome shout out to us here at the Bridge Services LLC. So we appreciate you and we thank you. But on tonight, I just want to take the time, as I started out, one of the first things I said was thank you. And I think on tonight, that's where I'm going to stay, is in the thank you realm to the men on tonight, to the kings. A lot of times, there are situations and people that throughout the run of the day may not even hear thank you. They may not hear I appreciate you. They may not hear I'm so glad that you're here. So on tonight, I just want to take the time to tell the men on tonight, thank you. If you haven't heard that today, let me say it one more time. Let me say thank you. But there are other things that I want to say to the men on tonight that will hopefully be encouraging to them. And I just want to say, as I said just now, I just want to say to the kings, thank you on tonight. Thank you for being an example for other men and young men to look up to. Not everyone fits a narrative that the world puts out there, but thank you to the kingdom men that don't fit the narrative, but they write the narrative. I just want to come in on tonight and for other women and say to the men on tonight, thank you that when you raise your hands and that you're raising your hands in worship and in praise, not every man is raising their hand to abuse or misuse their loved one. Thank you on tonight. Because when you raise your hand in praise and worship and in surrender, you give me, the queen, the opportunity to see the example of what it is to surrender unto the Lord. Thank you. I just want to say thank you on tonight for the king in my life, that he decided a long time ago that he didn't want to satisfy many women for one night, but he wanted to satisfy one woman for the rest of her life. And that woman is me. Thank you to my king. I just want to say thank you on tonight, that when you walk in the room, kings, that you set the atmosphere, and nobody has to go and set a thermostat because you are the atmosphere setter. Thank you for walking into the room. To the kings on tonight, thank you for being the mate that allows me as a queen to be a helpmate, to help you to meet destiny. That you don't see me as competition, but you see me as an encourager and a friend. Thank you. Thank you on tonight for the men that have decided that they didn't need to go by any other title except the title of protector, provider, present day warrior. That when they do their fighting, they do their fighting in prayer. And when they do their fighting in prayer, they're covering not only their household, but they're covering their queens, they're covering their legacy and their future. Thank you. I just wanted to stop by tonight and tell every king that's in the house, that's listening and not listening, thank you that you remind your queens. And I know this is something somebody will say, what? I can't believe she said that. But the truth is, thank you that when you see your queen and you see the stretch marks that she has, that you remind her that those are marks of womanhood and nothing else. Thank you for making us feel like a queen. On tonight, we just want to say to the men, thank you for matching your queen's flow and not blocking it. Thank you. Thank you, as the Bible says, that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor from the Lord. Thank you for being willing to allow what's good to be revealed. Thank you. Because only real men allow something to be revealed and they don't allow it to stay hidden. Because we as queens come with a diary of favor. So thank you for not misusing and abusing the diary. Thank you. So on tonight, I just want to say thank you to the men that have stood in and stood up and are standing in the gap. Not everyone wants to be seen. Some people are just standing in the gap because they want to know that they're doing their part in allowing their queen to be who she is. Thank you. Thank you for being a man that's not afraid to cry, because real men cry. Real men don't try to hold back their tears, but they see their tears as a place of healing and a place where they want to go. Thank you. And if someone hasn't stopped by to tell you tonight that when you are around, that you make others feel big, thank you. Thank you that when we walk in a room, you still get up to offer your seat. You still offer your hand to hold us up. You still offer your hand to protect us. Thank you on tonight, kings, because if no one has told you lately, you are wanted, you are needed, and thank you for taking your place. So on tonight, I just want to tell the kings that are listening, keep standing, keep pressing, keep looking up, because the lifter of your head, your Father, which art in heaven, is saying to you tonight. I know we say it to women, but sometimes we need to take a pause and make sure that we're saying it to the men as well. You are enough. You don't need to add to, you don't need to take away. You just need to continue to be you. Who are you? You are the kings, bold, brazen, standing, moving forward, breaking through, breaking forth, allowing others to stand tall while you hold them up on your shoulders. Thank you. You don't have to down your head. You don't have to change who you are. You don't have to be somebody else. We just need you to be you, because you, king, are enough. So on tonight, we just stopped by here as the queens to empower the kings, to remind you that you are who God made you to be, and you are enough. So just continue to be you. I don't know who may need to hit replay. If you go back and hit the replay, understand that this is for you as well. So on tonight, Kings, thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being bold. Thank you for being an intercessor. Thank you for, again, standing in the gap. Thank you just for being you. We love you. Happy Father's Day. And we pray that from this day forward, you will understand and know that we need you, and you must take up your place and stay in your place in the room. Thank you.
Oh, y'all ladies are bringing it for the kings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, when you said that a moment ago about you are enough, we say that all the time to the women, but we rarely think about the men being reminded that they're enough, that they're
Mhm.
absolutely enough just as they are
Absolutely.
right now. So thank you for that reminder. We appreciate you. You know you got to come back and share some more with us at some point, and you got to share your new gifting that God is having you walking in. So let me know when you want to come back.
Absolutely.
All right.
Anytime.
Blessings to you. All right, gentlemen. Did y'all hear what Evangelist said? What Dr. Moore said? What Prophetess said? They are reminding you. Oh my goodness. And so this is why God has put this on my heart to do a part two. I knew when we started having these technical difficulties that we were going to have them because somebody was going to be blessed tonight. Someone was going to be reminded of some things. But we have our final one. My big sister, Terri, she's coming on back. Terri, go ahead and introduce yourself to those who don't know you and go ahead and say hello.
Wow, what an amazing evening to be a part of. This is so beautiful. Hi, everybody. My name is Terri Byrd. I am a holistic wellness coach. I think this is my fourth or fifth time on Fire to Inspire, and I'm always so grateful for the opportunity to share with you. I am a certified essential oil specialist, ordained minister, speaker, author. But as some of the other ladies mentioned, I'm also a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm a passionate advocate for helping people live well physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. For more than 20 years now, I have had the privilege of encouraging and empowering others to walk in their purpose, embrace healing, and become the healthiest versions of themselves. My faith is the foundation of everything I do. I love me some Jesus. And I believe that strong families, strong communities, and strong relationships begin with healthy, whole people. Around my circles, they call me the crown straightener because I believe one of our greatest responsibilities is to remind people who they are when life gets to life in and when life tries to make them forget. I'm really excited about tonight's conversation because as we celebrate Father's Day, we have the opportunity to honor, encourage, and uplift the kings among us. And I'm grateful to be here with you, and I'm glad to be part of this discussion. I've listened to everything that these amazing women before me have said, and each one of them have touched on bits and pieces of what I wanted to share tonight as well. I just want to give you a quick story. This weekend, I had the privilege of meeting a new sibling. My father wasn't in my life. He wasn't a presence in my life growing up. But God provided amazing men in my life. My grandfather was my daddy. And he was the one who made sure that there was a roof overhead and food on the table. I had an amazing mom. Down through the years, when I look back, I see all of the things, sometimes we focus on what we didn't have, but as I look back, I realize all that I did have. And in this new season of my life, I've got amazing brothers. I've got an incredible son and nephews in my life, some truly amazing uncles and men I consider brothers. It's just been such a blessing. And this past weekend, I got to meet a new brother that y'all go do some ancestry, find out who you related to. It was pretty cool. But I got to go to Connecticut this weekend and spend time with a new brother, another amazing man, father, husband. We are so blessed as women. And I think sometimes we take it for granted. We don't realize all that the men do. So a lot of what I'm going to say, you've already heard the ladies say tonight, but I'm going to add to it as we go along. I'm going to add my amen to theirs, right? First and foremost, men, we see your sacrifice. The sacrifices that you kings make when there's no applause. As one of the other sisters said, you kill the bugs, you take out the trash. My husband drives tractor trailer and he works nights and carries that load that I couldn't do, right? So I'm so grateful for you. And many men carry those burdens quietly. They go to work tired. They show up when they're hurting. They put their families first. And they often feel pressure to be provider, protector, problem solver, and peacemaker all at once. And as women, we want you to know that we see you. We see the long hours. We see the stress you don't talk about. We see the responsibilities you carry, even when nobody says thank you. But we want you to know that your sacrifice matters. It makes a difference. So we thank you. Secondly, we want you to know that your presence matters more than perfection. Too many men believe that they have to be perfect to be valuable, or they have to be rich to be valuable. But your children don't need a perfect father, and your wife doesn't need a perfect husband. Your community doesn't need a perfect man. We need your presence. Showing up matters. Being there, listening, making the effort every day, growing as you go along, that's what makes a king. And that's what we need most. The next thing I want to remind you is that strength includes vulnerability, especially for our men of color. Somewhere along the way, a lot of our men were taught that strength meant silence. But real strength is having the courage to say, hey, I'm struggling, or I need help, or I don't have all the answers. A king isn't weak because he feels, because he's emotional in a moment. A king is strong enough to do what it takes to heal. And healed kings, healed men, they change lives. And ladies, I want to caution you about when your man comes to you in a vulnerable moment. Because a lot of times we dismiss them because they're big and strong. Oh, get out of here with all that. But when your man is strong enough to be vulnerable with you, when he's vulnerable in that moment, if he's shedding tears, whatever it is, I want to remind you that when he gives you that, that is your greatest gift. Remember to be his safe space. Never weaponize that moment against him. Never use those words spoken in that moment against him. And men, when you give us that gift, we are so excited for that moment. There's nothing more intimate than that moment of vulnerability between man and woman. Many men measure themselves by a paycheck, but I want to remind you that you're more than what you provide. Your value is not determined by what's in your bank account. You're valuable because of who you are, not because of what you do. You see, your wisdom matters. Your voice matters. The example that you set matters. And your presence matters. I want to give you Psalm 112, 1-2. Blessed is the man who fears the Lord, who delights greatly in his commandments. His descendants will be mighty on earth. The generation of the upright will be blessed. The reason I love that verse is because it reminds our kings that their faithfulness doesn't just impact them. It impacts generations. You see, your children may not remember every gift you bought. They will remember your character. They will remember your faith, your integrity, your example. Your legacy extends beyond you, and it's so much bigger than you know. Because a man may lose his job. He may lose his position in the world, but a king never loses his worth. Finally, I want to remind you that we need you. There was a reason God created Adam and Eve. There was a reason that he put them in the garden together. Our families need you. Our communities need you. Our daughters need you. They need to see you. And our sons need to learn from you. Because we're better because you're here. So I want to remind you, because I wouldn't be a good health coach if I didn't. That means you got to take care of your health. You got to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Don't ignore the little aches and pains. Don't ignore when's the last time you went and got a physical. Go do that because we need you. When you're not here, your presence will be missed. Psalms 128, 1-4 says, "Blessed is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. Your wife will be like a fruitful vine within your house. Your children will be like olive plants around your table. Thus shall the man be blessed who fears the Lord." This paints the picture of a man whose faith creates stability, peace, and blessing within his home. So, kings, please don't estimate the impact of your life. Somebody stands taller because you showed up. Somebody's dreaming bigger because you believed in them. Somebody's surviving because you stayed. And as a queen, I want every king listening tonight to hear this. We don't need you to be superheroes. We need you to be whole. We need you to be healthy. We need you to be present. We need you to know that you are loved, appreciated, respected, and valued. And this Father's Day, I celebrate every man who keeps getting up, who keeps trying, who keeps loving, and keeps leading. Kings, your crown may get heavy sometimes, but please don't take it off. The world is better. Our world is better because you're in it. And my prayer for you tonight comes from Psalms 112. May your children be blessed because of your example. May your integrity outlive you. May your faith strengthen generations you may never even meet. May God give you wisdom when you're uncertain, strength when you're weary, peace when you're burdened, and joy in knowing that your life matters. We honor you, we appreciate you, and we thank God for you. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, Terri. We appreciate you. Thank you for sharing tonight. That was beautiful and an awesome way to wrap up all that you all have said. And for the first time, normally I don't share, but I'm going to actually share a few words tonight before we wrap up. So thank you so very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, y'all. So the queens have brought it. And gentlemen, I'm just going to share a few things that God placed on my heart, as well as contributing this and attributing this to the king in my life. So I want to thank every brother, every father, every husband, son, brother, mentor, and leader. It's you and the impact that you've made just because of your presence. Someone said earlier that you're atmosphere shifters, and your very presence shifts some things. You may not have to say one word, but your presence says everything. I say, continue to be that protector, continue to be that strength. And even in your weakness, know that God has you. Even in your weakness, know that your queens have you. My king, know I got his back. And so queens, be that for him. As they shared earlier, be that vulnerable space that he can, safe space that he can be, and have that place, that home, that place of peace for home for those who are married. Understand that you are the bridge for the generations, and you are needed. We need you. We love you. We are stronger together as units. The husband and wife unit, we're stronger together. I definitely speak that same thing to my husband. And then finally, man, regardless of your past, your hiccups or your whatever, you are still as powerful as God has called you to be. Don't allow your past to dictate your present or your future. Why? Because that had to be a part of the journey to show you how good God has been to you, and showing even your children that you are an overcomer, and showing your lineage that you may have gone through that, but yet you can do even more, right? And to my king, the love of my life, I want to thank you for being my protector. Thank you for being my best friend. Thank you for being my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter. And thank you for seeing me when I didn't see myself. So y'all, thank y'all again for tuning in tonight. We thank each and every person. Y'all sow this into a person. Sow this into the man in your life, the family member in your life. Oh, I love that. Terri said, men, you are planet shakers. Yes, and we are stronger together. So, men, don't you forget, don't allow anything you've been through or anyone who's told you anything less than what God has called you to be. Don't allow anything you've been through to minimize who you are today. You are who you are because you went through that. So thank y'all again for joining us. Y'all sow this into someone. Y'all go over to our YouTube page, Aleigha the Purpose Midwife. Go subscribe, like, and comment when we come off air. Comment what stood out to you or something, or you can even give a tribute to the husband, the man in your life, your father, whoever. But thank y'all again. Tonight is going to be our last live show. I'm going to take a 2-week break, y'all. Every leader needs a break, right? And so I'm going to be taking a 2-week break and just, allowing God to download some new things and to be able to come back fresh and recharged, renewed. And probably we'll have some new stuff on the horizon because looking at some rebranding and things of that nature. But we will be back on July the 6th, I think that is. No, I'm sorry, July 7th will be the next live. So we're going to be a sabbatical for the next 2 weeks. We will be back, same time, same place, right here on Fire to Inspire. We are live on Facebook, the On Fire to Inspire Network. For those who are not Facebookers, we're on LinkedIn as Aleigha the Purpose Midwife, and we're on YouTube the same way, Aleigha the Purpose Midwife. Again, I want to thank y'all so much for taking the time to share, sow into our ministry. I will be putting in the comments the ways that you can connect with our sponsors, as well as purchase any of my books or services, or you can book me to speak, book me to MC your events. I am, again, Aleigha Tate, the Purpose Midwife. We will see y'all on July 7th. Happy Father's Day to every man. Thank you for the life that you're leading and the legacy that you're leaving. Blessings to y'all. See y'all in 2 weeks.